Hello, my name's Jonathan Rolande and I'm here on behalf of House by Fast today to answer 3 questions that my colleague George is going to ask. These have been sent in by people who have been looking online for property related questions. So far away, George.
Yep, this one's from Suze Neath on Zoopla. Her question is, what is the construction material of the maisonettes in Suffolk Square, Norfolk? I'm sure you don't know, but I guess how would you find that out?
Okay, yes, I'm afraid I don't know offhand. What you can do is to go into probably local estate agents and ask them. There's not much a local agent won't know about the patch that they work in, so you can ask. You can also ask the owner of the house, who may be able to give you some guidance on that, perhaps show you an old valuation or survey from when they bought the property. Otherwise, neighbouring properties may be able to shed some light on it as well. I don't quite know why you're asking the question. If it's perhaps one of the types of material might be putting you off purchasing the property, but if you don't mind risking a valuation fee if you're buying the house, then that's about £300 normally. Arrange a valuation and the surveyor will tell you everything that you need to know about the construction. But the cheaper version, ask around. Next question.
Okay, next one is from pardon me, Lucia 2010. It's quite a long question. She's asking about the tenancy qualifications for renting. She says, can a landlord specify that they don't want anybody who is on housing benefit when they do not know that they may be of retirement age and have always paid rent on time and are more likely to take care of the property?
Right, yes, an interesting question, and many landlords do specify that they won't accept housing benefit, I'm afraid. It really, as long as they're not refusing people on the grounds of race or gender or anything like that, then landlords are free to pick and choose which tenants they have. It is their property after all. So they're not breaking any laws by doing that. I think the general uncertainty caused by the recent government changes in housing benefit payments, the so-called bedroom taxes and so on, has actually put even more landlords off renting to housing benefit. But there are other situations such as insurance companies who sometimes charge higher premiums for housing benefit tenant, for example, so that also deters some landlords. What I'd suggest is that it sounds like you've been a very good tenant, if it's you that you're asking on behalf of. Get everything together, your track record, references from previous landlords, details, bank statements showing standing order of rent going out, for example, even photographs of the property that you've had. Go through all of the letting agents in the area that you want to rent in and go through the private ads as well. And hopefully somebody will see that you're a very good tenant who'll be guaranteed to pay the rent, and you won't actually find a property. But I'm afraid, other than that, there's not much you can do about it.
Okay, next question is even longer.
Okay.
This person, Jav George, is asking about lodgers and sub-tenants.
Yeah.
So he goes on to say, is it obligatory for everyone living in a flat to have a contract with the landlord? I'm planning to move in with 2 friends, but one of them is still undecided. So I need to know if my friend and I could sign a contract with the landlord, and if my undecided friend could afterwards just move in. Is there any special agreement that must be reached between the undecided friend and the landlord when he moves in? What would his status be if he moved in later with no contract signed? And would we get evicted if the contract does not prohibit us from subletting or taking lodgers in? Thank you in advance for your answers.
Right, okay,
actually,
it's a long question, but yes, an interesting one, thanks for that. Yeah, the answer really is that yes, your undecided friend should really make up their mind and be on that tenancy agreement, if for no other reason than the fact that if you're all chipping in for the rent and then that friend doesn't for some reason and just tells you that he's not going to pay, the landlord can only look to you and your other friend for that rental payment. So in other words, you'll be responsible for 50% rather than a third. So what you could try and do as a form of compromise is to let the landlord know that at this stage it's only 2 of you, but it may be 3. Would that be okay? Because as you know by the sound of it, most tenancy agreements do prohibit subletting, because the last thing that a landlord wants is to meet a very nice tenant, i.e. you, and then you just sublet various rooms to any number of people that he hasn't actually met. Also, that could lay landlords open for having a house in multiple occupation, which is where you have numerous unrelated people living in the same property, which brings a whole load of problems to that landlord if that were the case. So he will only want to let to you two or the third person, but you can hopefully appeal to his better nature, and he may be flexible on that and allow a later sublet in effect. So I hope that helps a bit. If you've got any other queries, just let me know. Okay, thank you very much once again for sending in your 3 questions. We've enjoyed answering them. Don't hesitate to send in any others. Thank you very much.